was I saying? After I posted part 1 of Get to Know Me, I had so many more questions. I don't know how much you guys want to know about me. So let's get into part 2 of Get to Know Me. The main question I always get asked is where I'm from. The answer is super simple. Not. So I was born in Bahrain. I'm brought up in Dubai, lived there my whole life. But I'm originally Indian and I moved to Canada 3 years ago. I'm a Bhatia Sindhi. I don't post myself speaking Sindhi very often because I feel like I sound weird because I have an accent. But I don't know where I got this accent from, but I just sound funny. I went to an Indian school and I mostly live and grew up in my Indian community, which is why I have a very deep Indian accent. I speak Hindi, English, and Sindhi, and I can also read and write Arabic. So that's question number 1. What am I studying? I'm studying media business, which is basically the business side of the creative field. This kind of leads into the next question is what are my career plans? My goal has been the same since the beginning. I want to be a social media manager, work at a social media house, and hopefully in some point of my life become a full-time content creator. Studied psychology for 2 years before quitting. My whole life I was working towards being a psychologist. Studied psychology for 2 years before I considered taking a gap year because I was very confused and very unhappy with what I was doing. But after I worked an internship at a social media house in Dubai, I knew that social media was my dream. I wanted to be in this field forever in any aspect that I'm allowed. And I truly do see myself in this industry for as long as it wants to have me. Where do I see myself settling down in the future? That is super simple. I have been born and brought up in Dubai. I'm gonna die in Dubai. I feel like Dubai holds the most opportunities for what I want to do, and the level of comfort that I find in my city, I'm not gonna find anywhere else. But I'm very big on traveling. I want to see the world. But yes, I will settle down in Dubai and live there forever and ever and ever and ever. Now, there are a lot of questions about me being an international student. So I've chosen like 5 of them that I feel like are the most important. But if you guys are interested in a full international student diaries about my life from Dubai, moving here, every single detail, let me know and I can make it. The first question is what unis was I considering in Dubai and in Canada? So the truth is that I had never applied to even one uni in Dubai. I have always, my whole life, said that I want to go abroad to study. And I didn't even know it was going to happen until my dad gave me the green light. I have been manifesting it since the day I could walk. So in Canada, I applied to so many universities. TMU, York University, Ontario Tech, University of Ottawa, Waterloo. I just wanted to increase my chances as much as possible. And there was one more, Concordia, I think, and Carleton, I'm pretty sure. And I, touch wood, got into every one of them. I had a lot of choice when I was going into my uni. But I also applied to about 3 universities in the UK, I think. I think it was Middlesex, University of York, and one more that name I cannot remember right now. And I luckily got into all of my choices. But Dubai was not an option I was considering at all. And I'm really glad and so blessed that my parents supported my decision to move. The next question is why did I choose Canada? Now this one, I don't actually have a reasoning. After I got into the universities in UK, I just didn't feel like they were calling me the way that Canada was calling me. I had read up so much about the psychology field here that I knew that I could do something great with my education. And my university is very well known for psychology, so I knew that it would be great. And then after I moved here and I learned that that's not what I want to do and I want to get into the creative field, my university offered a great course for that as well, and I had fallen in love with Toronto. So I wanted to stay here, like explore more, because I was definitely not done with the city after 1 year. And over the past few years, I have definitely made this a place that I feel like I belong to. It has a sense of home to me now. International student experience. Everyone wants to know how it is to be an international student. And honestly, if you have the opportunity, don't say no. Whether it's a semester abroad, a year abroad, or literally a whole university life abroad, do it. When I moved here, I was so depressed. I wanted to leave from the moment I landed. I had a very bad experience on my first week when I was moving into my dorm room, and I spent most of my winter semester crying and begging my parents to let me come home. I'm so glad that they were like, Lara, you have to push through this. You gotta learn to be yourself. And then once I adjusted, I don't think that there was going back for me. Like now, there is a sense of joy when I come to Canada. Of course, I'm sad that I'm leaving my family back home, but coming here doesn't have that sense of dread. I enjoy my time here. I'm making the most of my time here, and the experiences that I'm getting, I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. Not a lot of people have the good luck of being able to say that they traveled in their 20s, and I want to be one of those people who can say that. And touch wood, my parents are so supportive. I don't know where I would be without my parents. Like anytime I talk about any experience in my life, my parents are involved in it because I am very, very close with both my parents. I would not be the person I am without them. I don't know. I think I went kind of off track. I just want to tell you that I love my parents. And the next question is, how is it living alone? Living alone is terrifying. It is the most terrifying experience. So my first year, I was living with a roommate, and she is one of my closest friends to this day. The first night that I spent alone in my dorm, my dad was in an Airbnb close by. I was terrified for my life. I genuinely believed I was gonna get kidnapped. I to this day believe I'm gonna get kidnapped. I'm not even a kid anymore. But I will honestly say I've always been very independent when it comes to doing little tasks like laundry, cooking for myself, doing all the housework, the chores and stuff. I did not enjoy it at first, but now I understand when my mom says ki, oh, you're doing it for your own house. I've lived in this apartment for 2 years now, and this apartment is so home to me that when I do my Sunday resets, when I clean, when I wake up in the morning, I feel like it's my home. I'm not truly alone, to be honest. I live with my cousin. Yeah, we love each other. Yeah, and honestly, it's really fun. I have this sense of freedom that I genuinely enjoy. Like, I don't have very strict parents, so even when I go home, I have this full set of freedom. But being alone, like in the sense that if it's 1 a.m. and I want to go out, I can go out. Like I can do that in Dubai, but I can just leave my own apartment without asking or telling anybody, which I just genuinely enjoy. Free will is something that I truly, truly use mine to the best. Probably not because I'm not like a clubbing person, but like I use my free will pretty well, I would say. And honestly, you get used to being alone. I feel like that was one thing that I lacked because I was so scared of being alone that even in moments of peace, I would like talk to somebody or like watch something so that I'm not ever truly alone. I'm not making any sense in this video. I'm just talking about life. But yeah, I think that you get used to it. It's difficult at first, but if you truly want it, you do get used to it, and it makes life worth living, to be honest. I love being here and truly living alone. The next one is how to learn to make friends as an international student. I don't know. To be honest, the worst thing you could ask me is how to make friends. All of my friends magically happened, to be honest. I hated every single one of my friends when I first met them. And I feel like that's why they're some of my closest friends to this day. And it's also about not putting too much pressure on your friendships. Because while, yes, you are looking for a new community, I go to a commuter school, which means that most of the students live with their families and have their friends around them. So they are not looking for like new best friends, if that makes sense. So you have to be genuinely happy with yourself, then you can make friends that you like. Does that make sense? I can do a full makeup and yap on this, to be honest. Now here are about 10 random questions that I've just chosen because they seem interesting to me. First is One Direction related questions. My favorite member is Louis Tomlinson. I used to be a Harry girl, and then when I started listening to their solo music, I have officially been a Louis girl. Louis Tomlinson was my first concert. I have a tattoo inspired by him. My favorite One Direction song is Don't Forget Where You Belong. Over Again. I know a lot of people don't like that song, but that is always on my Spotify top 5s. And do I follow their solo careers? Yes. I follow every single one of them. I have since the beginning. I don't know who I would be if I wasn't a Directioner. I am their biggest supporter and their biggest hater because I truly feel like they are one of me and I am one of them. Do I love cats? Yes. I used to think I was a dog person. Then I was introduced to one of my friends' fat cat and I fell in love with him. And then my cousin now has 2 cats. Love of my lives. I would get a cat if my cousin did not say no to me, but also cats are very expensive, to be honest. So I don't know if I would get a pet, but I love cats. What is my favorite food in Toronto? Nothing. There is no good food in this country. I'm just joking, to be honest. Actually, I'm not joking. My favorite food. I will say that I was not a big fast food girly when I lived in Dubai, but the fast food here just hits different. I am a Chick-fil-A girl through and through. Like, I sound like someone who's moved. Yeah, so I was not a fast food girl, but Chick-fil-A is probably my favorite food here. Other than that, I pretty much just eat my own food. I think I'm a decent cook, and I just prefer to eat at home because I feel like I can make what I like best. The next one is shows I would recommend. The Good Place, Never Have I Ever, Gilmore Girls. I watched Gossip Girl once when I was 13 years old and never again. I hate that show. I don't hate it, I just cannot watch it anymore. At 21, it's too much for me. I liked The Office. I watched it for the first time last year. I'm currently watching Desperate Housewives. What else? To be honest, I actually am really bad at shows. Like, there could be a new season coming out and I would not watch it for a year. Dubai Bling. But The Good Place is one of my tops. Like, I rewatch The Good Place every few months. It's just my comfort show. It makes me feel like I could fall in love at one point in my life. What is the best concert I have been to? So I saw Louis Tomlinson first. Then after that, I saw Joshua Bassett. After that, I saw Steven Sanchez. Then I saw Olivia Rodrigo. And then I saw, who did I see this year? Conan Gray. And then now I'm gonna see Role Model. My cousin and I try to do one concert every semester, and the best concert I've been to is Olivia Rodrigo. We had some of the best seats, I think. She is a great performer, and it was just such a fun night. Chapel Roan opened for her. That concert, I don't think I will ever get over it. But I would say that Conan Gray is second because him crying during Family Line has truly changed the way I look at that song. That song has always been one of my favorite songs. I listen to it way too often, but that is a really good experience to me. Louis Tomlinson was great because I was at Barricade. It was my first concert, seeing the love of my life that close, and he flipped me off. Which, if you are a Louis fan, you know it's the greatest honor. Joshua Bassett was a great performer. Stephen Sanchez, I truly love his voice, but as a performer, I would not go again. I feel like Role Model is going to be another good top for me. I'm so excited to see Role Model, to be honest. You guys asked me for the best concert and I just gave you like every single one of them. I just love concerts. Oh my god, I also saw Zach Templar. He was decent, to be honest. I've never been to like a bar concert and it was good. Do I like Marvel? No. My sister and my father love Marvel, so I am pretty caught up in the whole series because they generally only come out in the summer and then I'm forced to watch all the movies. But I'm not a Marvel girl. The whole lore does not make sense to me. My sister's tried to explain it. She once got into this phase where she wants to watch all of them in the order. So I think I've seen like Iron Man 1, Hulk 1. I don't know how many movies there are. So no, but I've seen a good chunk of them. Actually, I love Spider-Man though. I follow the Spider-Man universe. But I only follow it because of Tom Holland and Zendaya. I followed for Zendaya. Tom Holland is just a little extra who's on the side, to be honest to me. The next question is my favorite subject in school. I feel like you guys are going to be disappointed. I was a math girl. I loved maths. I do this day love mathematics. I was a math topper in the sense that I was average in every other class, but in maths I was like the 99, 98 type of a student. And I found math to be one of the easiest courses I've ever taken. And when I get to do math in university, it really excites me because I feel like that's the only point on which my brain actually gets used. My family really pushed me towards like mathematics and finance, but I never took interest because I found it so easy that I wanted something challenging. So I got into media and psychology. I don't know. I loved maths to the point that when we would have those like big chunk of like 1.5 hour classes, those were my favorite days of the week. And all of my math teachers actually hated me except for my tuition teacher. So tuition is like extra classes that students take. I don't know why my parents put me in tuition for maths, but I genuinely enjoyed it. God, I love math. Like, we used to do like 1 hour of math every single day after school, and it was the best experience of my life. I used to hang out with my friends, we used to do math. So yeah, I love maths. And I'm actually pretty decent at it because I also did do a Bacchus, which fun fact, I won a few trophies for it as well, like competitions. And my lore goes so deep. Yeah. Now the last two questions. The first one is, how was it growing up in Dubai? Amazing. Actually, I didn't know that I grew up in Dubai, like the way the world sees it. You know what I mean? Because obviously at that time we didn't have like TikTok and stuff. But I went to a nice Indian school, and I don't know. Like the lore of Dubai that people see, I don't really see it because that's my home, obviously. But now when I live here and I go back to Dubai, I feel like, wow, I'm in Dubai. You know what I mean? And I loved it. Like I had never grew up knowing that I'm ever unsafe. Like I never felt unsafe ever. So when I moved here, that was definitely one of the new experiences for me. I didn't know that that's how I'm supposed to live my life, like in fear. And like the freedoms, the little things of like living in Dubai, the benefits, I didn't realize that they were benefits until I moved here. You know what I mean? Like you don't really appreciate your life until you don't have it anymore. Like the women's section in the metro never seemed that deep to me until I moved to Canada and I went on the TTC. So yeah. And the last question is what my parents do. I love talking about my parents, so I love this question. My dad works in finance. He does something in that realm. I truly do not know what he does. I just know that he loves Excels and he's great at his job. And he's done that my whole life. He's not a finance bro in like the stock market sense. He's just a finance like doing calculations all day long. My mom, she worked in advertising for Gulf News in Dubai for about 10 years, and then she quit her job to focus on her home business where she sells healthy and super sexy homemade snacks from the business name Soulful Kitchen in Dubai. And touch wood, she's doing really well. So if you're in Dubai, order from Soulful Kitchen. My recommendations are the cheese twists, any of the hummuses, they are so tasty, and ooh, and her theplas. People underestimate how good her theplas are. So yeah, let me just advertise my parents for you. And honestly, that's everything you need to know about me. Like I said, my lore goes deep, but it's not interesting lore. It's like I'm a math topper type of lore. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I could make a part 3. I love talking about myself. Bye.